Today I'm going to teach you how I calculate ARV for any property that I buy using Propstream. ARV is essential if you want to make great offers because a lot of investors, including myself, make our offers based on a percentage of the ARV and minus repairs. Now, a lot of you are new wholesalers or new real estate investors and you want to make offers on homes, but you're not really sure what to offer. And I made a separate video about making offers, but before you make an offer, you have to figure out what the ARV of the home is. And if you don't know what the ARV is, ARV stands for after repair value. So it's pretty much the value of a home, what it's worth after you were to fix it up. So before we buy any home, we want to know what the home would be worth after fixing it up. And that's what I'm going to teach you today, step by step on Propstream. So first thing you do, you're going to go to propstream.com. And I use Propstream for a lot of things. I pull my list, I skip trace on there, but what we're specifically going to be going over today is just how to get the ARV of a property. So we're going to pull comparable home sales and figure out what a sample home would be worth today. So first thing you do, like I said, we're on propstream.com. I'm going to log in because I have an account. And if you don't have an account, you'll have to make one yourself. Then I'm going to close this update thing. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to search for the property that I'm trying to find the ARV for. And I'm going to use just a sample property, and I'm going to use a property that I flipped just recently. So it's one of my properties that I recently flipped. So it's going to be 4056 Mono Street, and this one's right here. Click it, and this is the home. So you see the data on the side. The first thing you're going to do, you're going to go to details because we're trying to pull all the details of the home. Next thing I like to do is I go straight to comparables and nearby listings. So I click here, and what you're going to see right here first is a list of homes that recently sold, and it pulls up automatically in the last year. As you can see from this date range, it goes from today is 11/1/2021 at time of recording, and you can see it pulled the past year. We're also looking at these are homes that sold according to public record. And you can tell that it's pulled from public record because this public record's automatically chosen. That's what Propstream automatically does. Now, if we're gonna be pulling comps, I do not want you looking at homes that sold based off the public record. We're trying to figure out what the home would be sold for on the MLS after fixing it up. So if we wanna find out what properties have sold for, we have to look for comparable home sales on the MLS. So what you're gonna do first is not click public record or not click both, click on MLS. And the reason is, like I said, when you have a realtor list your home and they're trying to figure out what the home is going to be worth after fixing up, they're not gonna go straight to the public records to try to figure out what the home value is. They're gonna look at all their records on the MLS to see what this home is worth. So that's why you have to know that up front so you know what the home is worth based on MLS values. So automatically right now, after clicking the MLS, what we're looking at is a list of homes that sold on the MLS in the past year, so from 11/1/2020 to 11/1/2021. The square feet it automatically assigns to 20% below the square feet of the subject home and 20% above the square footage. So square footage of this home that we're looking at is 752 square feet. So it pulls up all comparable homes within 20% of that square footage. And it also automatically goes to 0.5 miles as a distance. So any home within 0.5 miles of this home, it's gonna be looking at comparable sales. And I like that. I like to start out at the very smallest radius of distance for homes. The farther you go out, the less accurate your comps become. And if you don't know what a comp is a comparable sale. So it's a home that sold recently that kind of is similar to the home that you're planning to sell. So you could do one of two things. What I like to do first is I like to get very specific on the comp that I'm looking at. So I don't like to look at a year. Maybe I will eventually if there's not enough comps to look at. But what I do first is I click the date range right here and I change it from a year ago comps to 3 months ago. So any homes that sold within the past 3 months. So what you do, you click here, I change it from November. I pretty much click this button 9 times to go 9 months ahead. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and brings me to August 1st. I'm gonna click August 1st. So now you can see that my date range is any home that sold within the last 3 months, which is only one, and that's only within the 0.5 miles. So I like to look at that first. I like to get very specific first, and then I will kind of broaden out if I need to. So looking at the homes that sold within the last 3 months that were within 20% of the square feet and that were within 0.5 miles from the subject home, we have only one home. So I'm gonna look at it. So Looking at it already, I like to look at the map first to see where it's located. So this red thing, that's where my subject property is located. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit, and it helps to know your area, know your market, because sometimes as homes go from, it crosses like the big cross street, sometimes values do differ quite a lot. But I know that from here, where am I at? I'm in Fresno. It's located right here, which is a street I'm familiar with. And the comp that I'm looking at is right here. And that's generally the same area for my market. Might be different in your market, so it does help to know your market. But what I do next, I look at it. So I go here, I see that it sold in the MLS. It sold in September. And as of right now, it is 11/1. So 2 months later, 2 months ago, it sold for $175,000. I look at the days on market, so it was on market for 48 days. It's pretty quick. Let's see, it was a 2-bed, 1-bath, so it's comparable. If you get a bunch of comparable homes that are not the same criteria, so maybe you have a lot of 3 beds or 4 beds that were pulled up, you can always adjust it right here. So you can go to bedrooms, so you could change it. Typically, you only want to compare your home to similar like homes. So if you have a 2-bedroom home, you don't want to be looking at all these 4-bedroom or 5-bedroom homes. Sometimes you might want to look at maybe the 3-bedroom homes just to see what the 3-bedroom homes sold for. But I want to make sure that if I'm looking at comps, they're actually comparable to the home I'm trying to sell. So 2-1, it's 720 square feet, which is similar to 752. It does have like double the lot size, so that might play a factor, might not. Again, it comes to knowing your market. Year built, it's built similar years, and I look at the distance. So 0.5 miles away, pretty close. Next, I click it. I go to details, because now we're gonna try to find out what the condition of the home really is. So first thing I do once I click this, I like to look at the pictures if there are pictures. So I click on the pictures, and it looks like it's an exterior view. I just click on all the pictures just to see what it even looks like, you know? Okay, so the exterior condition, you know, not horrible, but it doesn't look like it was a flip. So next thing I like to do, if it was on the MLS like it should be, I click here, MLS details, just to see if the pictures don't tell me the full story. I want to see what the agent said about the home to see what kind of home is it. Is it fully rehabbed or renovated, or is it pretty messed up? Like, does it need work? So I look at this MLS details. We already looked at all this information already, so I like to look at the description. What did the agent say about the home? It says, cute 2-bedroom and 1-bathroom single-family home, perfect for an investor or a first-time buyer. When they say perfect for an investor, I typically think the home needs work. I'm gonna keep going. With the 2-car detached garage on 6,000 square feet, this home is waiting to be restored to its splendor. So already I can tell this home needs work. Drive by and submit your offer today before the property is gone. Can't miss out. So looking at it based off of the pictures, which wasn't much, and based off the description, I could tell that this wasn't like a rehabbed or recently renovated home. It's a home that needs some work. So knowing that, then I like to look at what it actually sold for. So it sold for $175,000. And it wasn't fully rehabbed. So that kind of, I just put that in my mind and think, okay, home that was not fully rehabbed worth $175,000. Now I go back to my original search, my other tab. This is the tab that had all the comparables for the original property. And like I said, I only had one. So what I like to do, instead of just zooming out on the map and going extra distance, I like to go back in time first. It's gonna be more accurate because, like I said, if you go too far out, you're gonna have, you know, completely different neighborhoods, different regions, different zip codes, and you don't want that. You wanna compare like homes, even if it was a little bit deeper in the past. So instead of 3 months back, I'm gonna go 6 months back. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and May 1st. So now I am 6 months back, and look how many more comps it pulled. So what I like to do first, I like to first see if all the comps are actually similar conditions. So yeah, they're 2 beds, 1 bath, they're all 2 beds and 1 baths, which is good. If it wasn't, I maybe would have filtered this to change it. Like, for example, if a lot of 3 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms popped up, I would have just changed it to say a max of 2 bedrooms. So I only have the same homes that I'm looking at, like similar condition homes, but I didn't, so I didn't have to do that anyways. So the first thing I like to do once I search is, again, I look at the map to see where they're located. I just want to make sure that I'm roughly in the similar area according to my market. And I know Fresno pretty well. This is the subject property, this red mark right here, and all the other properties are in the general vicinity, 0.5 miles away. And this particular area, it doesn't differ. It's not like a massive difference. All that area is relatively the same. So I'm gonna look at the comps. What I like to do first, honestly, is I like to look at the higher end comps because those are the comparable homes. Those are the ones that are most likely the renovated ones. So I go to the biggest one, 197,000 is the largest one. I look at the specifics. So it sold in 46 days, it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home. It does have a little bit less square footage than the home that I have. And lot size is about 2,000 square feet bigger, actually like 1,600 square feet bigger. Year built, roughly the same. And it is 0.4 miles away. And then I look at where it's at on the map again. So it's number 3 right here. And so number 3 on the map, if I zoom in, is right here. So that's a pretty similar area. And I click it now. Look at 197, I click that, I go to the details. One thing I maybe skipped, let me go back. One thing I maybe skipped is that I do look at the date. So I wanna see, okay, it sold in June of 2021, and right now I am in November. So it sold about 5 months ago. Well, 6/30, June 30th, so maybe sold 4 months ago. So it's still a good comp. I click back where I was, and like I said, the first thing that I always do, pictures. Pictures tell you a lot about the home. So I look at this, click on the pictures, and I just go through everything, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I am thinking as I'm going through this home. So I'm gonna go through the pictures one by one. Outside's nice, it has stucco. Exterior lawn isn't super nice, but it's there. What I can tell initially, it's very important. I can see this little part right here. This is an HVAC unit. So it's your AC and your heater unit. So now I can see, okay, it has an HVAC unit. So if my property that I'm trying to buy does not have an HVAC unit, then I know if I wanna match that price, I probably need an HVAC unit. So I look at that. What else am I looking at? I'm just gonna scroll through, click a little bit. Front patio is actually nicely done. This looks like a renovation already. Okay, it's a little garage area. Okay, so what I can tell, this is for sure a renovation. These are how flips look at like in our neighborhood. You can see the flooring's all nice. The ceiling fan's nicer than the area demands usually. I'm gonna keep going around. Very nice home. It's like all modern, new appliances, new countertops, new cabinets, new stainless steel fridge. This is not typical for the area, so it's like everything's new. Looks like they replaced everything. Very well done, actually. So I like to look at everything just so I have a good grasp. Bedrooms look nice. It all looks the same. What is that? I don't know what that is, but we'll see. Bathroom looks nice from that picture. Bathroom looks very well done. I'm missing a mirror too, so it looks like there's room for a mirror. So let's see, laundry room looks nice. And the layout actually, from what I can tell, looks similar to that home that we're comping out. As far as the layout goes, looks a lot like my home. Okay, so what I could tell from this, very nice home. It was flipped, and I exit out of this thing, go back to the details. I wanna look at the MLS details as well. So this home sold for $197, and keep in mind, remember that note we made in our head that the other home sold for $175,000 and it wasn't fixed up, like it needed some work? Well, this one sold for $197,000 and doesn't really need any work from what I could tell. So I look at the description, enjoy the new flooring, paint, windows, kitchen, and bathroom all packed in the cozy home. Never worry about hot water again with a tankless water heater. So I'm assuming that water heater was recently installed. Nice tankless water heater. Fully fenced backyard, perfect for a dog. Comes with a storage shed and additional storage at the end of the garage space. Best part of it all, home is located 2 doors away from an elementary school. So, like I said, I could tell that this home was flipped. It looks a lot like it was flipped, and it's a very nice condition. So, my goal, that's actually a perfect comp. Like, I'm looking for comps just like that, and we don't often find those. Like, sometimes you can find great comps like that, but sometimes it's a little bit harder. You kind of have to play a little bit more of a guessing game. But what I can tell is that, I'm gonna go back to the first tab, I'm trying to value this home right here, this Mono Street home. And I already, just by clicking the top value home, I found like my perfect comp. Meaning, if I were to fix and flip this home and try to resell it and make it into a similar condition as this other home was, you know, that nice and modern, that modern looking home, it tells me that I probably could get close or right about the same of what it sold for. So it sold for $197,000, And already in my head, I'm like, okay, I think I can sell this home for $197,000 at least if I were to flip it. And that's already like an ARV. So that's like in my head, I think that's where the ARV is. It's roughly $197,000. And just to confirm, like even though I already have that in my head, I do like to look at all the others just to kind of confirm what I'm thinking. I want to make sure that this $197,000 wasn't like a rare sale. I want to make sure that it does make sense for the area by looking at all the others. So I go to the next highest, the $181,000. I click the details. Again, I look at the pictures and click the pictures. So exterior, nice stucco on the outside, nice kind of front porch area too. No grass or bad landscaping. Okay, so from this, I can tell cabinets are very old, appliances old. The countertops look like possibly granite, I'm not sure, but not new for sure. Tile flooring in the bathroom. The bathroom from this picture does not look very updated. Like look at this little vanity area and also this, oh, the tub I can't really tell, but the flooring does not look new. Next, the laundry room, kind of the same thing. It looks like it's not brand new just from the door, the hardware, and the backyard, I'm assuming, yeah. Okay, so the pictures don't reveal a lot in this one. So like I said, I go to MLS details, click on the description just to look at it. Classic charmer. Okay, so look at this. This adorable bungalow needs just a little TLC for the first-time home buyer or an investor. Now, TLC, if you do not know what TLC is, TLC stands for tender, loving care. It just means that the home needs work. But yeah, this home does need work, which means that it was not a flip. You know, home needs some work to get that ARV. And like I said, the rest of the description is kind of not helpful, except for updated tile flooring throughout, neutral colors, ample dining space, updated kitchen with newer cabinets and countertops. I don't like that description. I think this realtor is kind of playing it weird. Like, look at this kitchen. The kitchen does not look very new. Like, just, I mean, look at it based on current modern day standards. Realtor's trying to do some good marketing on this home, I think, but the home needs work. So knowing that, the home sold for $181,000 and it needs some work, which is aligned with where we're at on this property, because keep in mind, let's go back. Remember I said this home's probably worth $197,000 after being fixed up, $197,000. And we looked at two comps already. We looked at this $175,000 comp, and we looked at the $181,000 comp. And these were kind of in line, you know, these both were not updated, super renovated, fix and flip homes, and they sold for roughly the same amount. So that kind of reinforces the fact that this home is probably worth around $197,000 after fixing up. I look at the $150,000 comp, let's just see what it looks like. Pull it up, pictures, okay, outside, okay, very not updated, as you could tell. So this home, I look at this, counters are not new, cabinets are old, everything's old, tile's old. Tile is old here, you could tell. Bathroom, not updated for sure. Everything just looks older. So, what did it sell for? And look at the details, MLS details. It was redone in 2016. Now, I don't know what redone means. It doesn't look redone from 2016 standards. It says, has new electrical with energy efficient windows, a new cooler, new water heater, new drywalls, great rental property, very little maintenance, and tenants are there, would like to stay. So what this looks like, from what I can tell, it's a tenant occupied property. They want to stay. The home doesn't look like in very nice updated condition, but it looks livable. And it did sell for $150,000. So a little bit, actually a lot lower than the other comps. Let's look at the other one, the $134,000. And again, like I said, the reason why I'm looking at everything is because when you look at everything, you get the best picture in your head of what this home is going to be worth. So pictures first. Outside looks kind of nice landscaping, actually. Roof looks nice. Doesn't look like modern colors though. And pictures don't tell us much. They got a dog. MLS details. Great property to add to your rental portfolio. Tenant occupied, do not disturb. And what I typically find on homes that don't have a lot of pictures, I don't know if it's just my market, but usually they're not in great condition, like on the inside. It's tenant occupied. The tenants are probably like not very cooperative because they can't even take pictures of the inside. So I'm assuming the home's not in the best condition, and the price kind of reflects that thought, the $134,000 it sold for. So after looking at these comps, I have enough data in my head to make a decision that the ARV on this property is going to be worth at least $197,000. Now, was I accurate? Like I said in the beginning, I already flipped this home. And when I flipped this home, I thought, okay, this home might sell for $195,000 to $200,000. and it ended up selling for $200,000. So, and that's how you find ARV on a property using Propstream. Again, it's not super hard. It's not rocket science, and you only will get better at it over practice. So this was a relatively easier one because it did have like an exact comp as far as what a home would be worth after flipping. But like I said before, you don't always get those. Sometimes it takes a little bit more guesswork. Sometimes you might get stuff like this, but it didn't have the 197, so you kind of have to guesstimate. You might look at the 181,000 or the 175,000 and just kind of estimate. A bad property sold for 181,000. What would a nicely new renovated home sell for? Would it be 190,000? That might have been something I would estimate, 185,000 just to be conservative. But luckily for this one, I had a better comp to compare it to. And that's really just how you find the ARV. Now I will say this, so I am a licensed agent, but I'm not a realtor anymore, so I don't have MLS access as far as the MLS app goes. I just got Propstream. And if you're gonna be an investor or wholesaler, I recommend one of two things, or maybe a couple. Like you can go my route and use Propstream and use the MLS data that Propstream pulls for information like this. And you know, it works. Like it works for me just well, like as you can tell from this property that we comped. So I would try that first if you're not an agent yourself. Like it's a good way to get access to the MLS by a small extent. Now, if you're doing it and you end up comping a property, trying to find the ARV, but you can't, like it's a lot harder, and I'd run into this myself. If you get to that point, just reach out to other local investors or real estate agents that are investor friendly to help you get an ARV on the property. So try to incentivize them. So if you're gonna talk to a real estate agent to help you find an ARV, just go to them and say, hey, I need help finding the after repair value on this property. If you help me out and you help me find the ARV and I end up buying it, I'm happy to have you represent me either on the buying side or the listing side or whatever, but give them some incentive to help you. Don't just ask them to help. Like, even though realtors, yeah, like to work for free, like don't waste their time, try to help them, try to bring value to them, because realtors, they might have extra access to stuff on the MLS that maybe Propstream doesn't pull. But otherwise, that's how you do it. That's how you find the ARV on properties using Propstream. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want more videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel and comment down below, because I make a ton of videos about real estate, money, self-development, and I also just document my journey as a young real estate investor and entrepreneur. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you at the next one.